Good evening. We are live tonight from here in Maui, where this community is devastated. And we should note it is not out of danger. There are still fires burning, and residents are worried about what's to come with more storms and high winds possible. The embers not far from where we are tonight in Kula are still smoldering. Linemen working to restore power. Well, today, more members of the National Guard activated to help. And this just in, the breaking news, the death toll on this Monday night now at 99. And Hawaii's governor tells CBS News that the number could rise dramatically by 10 to 20 per day. And that's because hundreds are still missing. Well, today, FEMA bringing in teams of cadaver dogs from the mainland. It is still so hot here that the dogs have to take breaks to cool down before resuming this difficult and somber work. The scope of the damage is unimaginable, and there are reports tonight that fire hydrants ran out of water as crews raced to fight the blaze. We have team coverage, but we are going to start at Ground Zero, the historic town of Lahaina. The area is closed to the public, but we got a first-hand look at why the heart of this community is hurting so deeply. Our visit to Lahaina, once home to 13,000 people, now a desolate ruin.
This is just unlike anything I've ever seen before. It's like an ashen moonscape. Look at how much. Every single house, almost every single tree. And it goes on like this for block after block after block. Look at these cars. They are still searching these neighborhoods.
The scope of the damage unfathomable, with authorities searching for more than 1,300 people still missing.
You can see that the National Guard has most of these blocks roped off. National Guard making sure that nobody comes in these areas that have been just decimated.
The recovery just beginning as 12 more cadaver dogs arrive to help comb through the rubble.
The dogs can only work 15 minutes at a time, and then they overheat because there still are embers burning. I mean, it's very hot down there still. They covered 3% of the territory yesterday. There are more fatalities that will come.
Hawaii Governor Josh Green describes the wildfire as a fire hurricane, reaching temperatures of 1,000 degrees, fueled by over 80-mile-per-hour winds and tearing through more than 2,000 buildings.
They find the remains of people, and
just ash.
It's almost entirely ash. It's so delicate that when we pick up our loved one that's gone, they fall apart.
And for many families, the waiting and the unknown is the worst part. We traveled with volunteers by fishing boat, bringing supplies to the hardest hit part of Lahaina.
This is the Poly Highway that has actually been shut down, only open to emergency vehicles. So that's why we're taking this fishing boat out to Lahaina. And residents have requested fire extinguishers, so they're on this boat as well to be delivered to people because there are still some fires and flames that are erupting.
On land, we met Rob Owen, who escaped the flames but lost his home.
My house is gone. It is right down just beyond the smokestack. It's just rubble down there. Smoke and ash.
This island is no stranger to wildfires, but this was different.
You got little fire tornadoes going off, and it was just mayhem.
What does that fire tornado look like?
That's just it. Just flames spinning, you know.
And the fire moved quickly, engulfing the town with no warning, as questions mount about why the 80 outdoor sirens stayed silent.
What about when people said there was only one way out?
I can't say there's one way out, but I can say that the exit was always changing because power lines are still coming down and cars are getting trapped and you have to reverse and go back out. So everyone's kind of weaving through neighborhoods and trying to dodge trees. You see the aerial footage, you can see the cars all this way. And so they went with it and the fire jumped to the other side and people got trapped in the middle. And those are a lot of the people that had to they're breathing the smoke and they had to just jump into the ocean at that point and swim, you know.
Almost 1 week later, the emotion for Owen is still raw.
My stuff that's lost, I'm fine with that. But it's the kids and the older people that were stuck in the housing. It's hard to think about, you know. They didn't really have a warning to get out, didn't have any time to get out either, you know.